Hello everyone, it's Creative Redundancy back again here with another video. And in this video, I got tagged from Freedom One on his channel from point A to point Z to do a video response on the 6 prepper questions. Now I'll put a link in the description down below on his channel, the questions, and the free channels that I'm gonna take to do this VR type of Q&A. Now before I get into the main part of this video in the Q&A, I just want to say, take what I say with a grain of salt. This is just my opinion. Your opinions may differ. Your ideas or philosophies may be different from mine. They might be similar too. So, you know, just keep an open mind. Anyways, let's get to the questions at hand. The first question is, what do you think of the term prepper and survivalist, and do you use them yourself? Survivalists or preppers are individuals or groups that support the movement of survivalism. Now these individuals or groups actively prepare for emergencies, including possible disruptions to social or political order, you know, something like the grid, right? On scales from local to international or worldwide. So from the very small to the very large scale. Now, they tend to try to acquire skills and knowledge for emergency medical and self-defense training. They stockpile food and water, and basically they want to become self-sufficient or self-reliant. And of course, they build structures like survival retreats, underground shelters that may help them survive a very major event or catastrophe. Now there's 2 interpretations that are generally accepted. There's the rational approach, right? You know, where you're just aware of your surroundings, right? You have food, water, maybe additional lights or power or lighting options, right, at your disposal, right? So when things from day to day, month to month, or year to year change, right, it's not a big disruption to your daily life, right? Pretty much like the scout approach, right, where you're just aware of your surroundings, right? That's what I tend to do, right? And I believe in that approach, right? And you know, you're just more aware of your surroundings and trying to be more self-sufficient, self-reliant. Now, their interpretation of prepper or survivalist is pretty much, if you didn't know about it and you just randomly saw shows like Doomsday Prepper or very similar shows, right? You may think more, oh, it's just doom and gloom. They're thinking of apocalypse. They have a whole bunch. They have always wearing gas masks. Avoid social interaction. They only have guns stockpiled, and they live 24/7 down in a bunker. Now, do I use these terms? Generally, no. I prefer the terms that more accurately describe it, like self-sufficient, self-reliant, or how I usually say it as making emergency preparations, making preparations. That's what I use, and that's what I believe. that accurately describes what I do. Alright, the second question is, when did you realize you were a prepper, or is this something you've always done? No, I didn't realize I was always a prepper. You know, when I was much younger, you know, we had an outside garden. We had a supply of food, including rice, beans, pasta, canned food, right? We had bottled water on standby, right? We had flashlights, right? Candles, right? But it's not until more recently, let's see, back in 08, 09, that I more realized that, you know what, I'm gonna take it to the next level and do it more often and have stuff with me more often. So basically, no, I wasn't always like that, but you know, as time went on, I became more and more wanting to be self-sufficient, not having to rely on, you know, government or external support. You know, basically learn to fend for myself, right? You know, acquire skills and knowledge to supplement the gear that I have now. Now, the third question was basically, you know, what's your favorite kind of film, book, or TV series, right? Well, I'm just gonna put 3 examples out that that I'll watch and rewatch and try to pick up some stuff, right? And, you know, maybe some tips or tricks, or, you know, if that ever happened to me, you know, I could do something similar and understand basically understand it better. So the 3 I would choose are basically all kind of TV series. MacGyver, Dual Survival, seasons 1, 2, and some of the later on series. It's up to season 8 right now. And many of the shows that, or TV series that Les Strauss has shown, that includes Survivor Man, right? And when knows Survivor Man, right? Those are the TV series that, you know, that I enjoy watching, right? And try to learn more stuff from and get a greater understanding of that situation. So if it ever happened to me, you know, I can refer back to it and hopefully get me out of that situation into a better situation. Now, the 4th question is to bug in or to bug out. Now, basically what that means is, are you gonna hunker down or are you gonna evacuate out? That's basically what it means. Because bug out kind of means to leave quickly. That's the definition, right? So bugging in would be to, you know, stay inside, I guess. But basically, I would most likely bug in, especially for situations like severe weather and winter-related situations, as bugging out needs a great deal of skill, not just gear, to do it right, especially to last past the initial 72-hour 3-day window. Now, situations like hurricanes, fire, or a tornado aftermath, I would more likely bug out due to my immediate surroundings having greatly changed due to destruction or damage. Now, if this happens due to a man-made circumstance, I would most likely bug out. But, you know, ideally, I would bug in as long as I can, even if it's only for 5 minutes or 5 days. Now, question 5 is, if you could instantly learn one skill Matrix style, what would it be? So, if you haven't seen The Matrix, Neo in that movie, he's shown that from Morpheus that you can just slap something in to your brain and learn it and understand it, instantly. So basically, what I would instantly try to learn as just one skill is improvisational skills, right? To be able to create something from seamlessly nothing, right? And I have been trying to improve on that skill, and you guys have seen a lot of upscale type of reused or recycled type of gear, right? And thinking outside the box, right? And using previous knowledge to try to help you out. Now, the last question 6 is SHTF, or a really, really bad situation or scenario is knocking at your door, and you can only take just 5 items with you. What would they be? Ideally, I would never just take 5 items, and the situation or the SHTF type of scenario will vary from place to place, time to time, right? It might be small, it might be major, right? And these items aren't set in stone, right? But generally, these items I would try to take with me because they allow me versatility in what I can do and give me options to create something, right? And hopefully I can scavenge materials on the way or add stuff to it. But basically this would be my core SHTF. This is what I'm gonna take first 90% of the time. Now the first item that I would take is a 20 box or 40 depending on the weight of contractor bags, heavy duty contractor bags, because for their sheer versatility, right? Shelter, I can make a sleeping shelter setups, right? With leaves I can make it into a makeshift type of sleeping bag. I can create cover with it, right? I can gather water with it because it's a container, right? I can use it to put my stuff into as a container, tie it off, and it becomes more waterproof or heavy, really, really heavy, resistant to water, right? Especially to rain. And like I've shown in one of my videos, you can make it into a part and braid it into something like a zipper chains in it to have cordage, gather rainwater. Alright, now the next item that I would bring is a metal water bottle for the obvious uses of boiling water and to store water. And there's a few minor things you could probably do with something like this, which I won't get into. Now the next item that I would bring is a whole bunch of cordage, such as this parachute cord here, most likely 7-strand, the highest tensile strength type of cordage that I can get at that time, right? And I would probably carry even more. Well, I would try to carry more than just 100 feet, right? Ideally, I would probably try to carry at least maybe twice as much or 3 times as much cordage as this. So, 200-300 feet. Now, since this has individual strands, I can use those individual strands for other uses such as snaring or as emergency fishing line. And, well, obviously, cordage can be used for tying down shelter and all that stuff. Now, the next item that I would bring would be one of 2 choices. It would be either 4 boxes of storm-proof matches which, gives me the ability to, have an open flame that is resistant to wind and water and can be relit even though it gets wet, right? But the only downside is it's limited, right? But it does give me that access for instant flame, right? Which could be extremely useful. Now, if I can't take that or don't want to take that, my second option, or maybe even the primary option, would be a large ferro rod to generate hot sparks. It would last a lot longer than the stormproof matches, that's for sure. However, generally speaking, with sparks, showering sparks or driving in sparks into something, you need good tinder to take that spark well, right? So something like jute twine, like a cotton ball, right? The cotton balls with Vaseline, dryer lint, cattail fluff, dandelion fluff, that kind of stuff, or even TP or anything, something like that, right? Those are easy to ignite with just sparks from a ferro rod. Now, the last item that I would take is a tool option. Now, there's gonna be, debate, and, you might disagree with what I think would be a good tool option, right? Like, there's tool options like a fixed blade, folder, saw, a folding saw, axe, machete, dagger, a sword, a mallet, all that stuff, right? But generally, for the sheer versatility, right? Because when SHTF happens, or a scenario happens, you might not know what's gonna go down after, right? You don't know exactly how it'll go down, right? So for the sheer versatility, I would say a multi-tool, right? A multi-tool, it's not great for any specific thing, but it is good to use for a whole bunch of stuff. So, and it can apply for both an urban or a wilderness type of scenario. And multi-tools generally offer you stuff like pliers, maybe scissors, an additional knife, maybe a file, let's see, access to something like an awl, screwdriver type of stuff that you can use, bottle opener, a saw, that kind of stuff. So for the sheer versatility of a multi-tool and what you can potentially do with it, I think a multi-tool would be a good choice. I'm gonna tag Sammy and Prepper Girl on her channel, Randall, and I'm gonna tag James McIntyre. I'm gonna take those 3 channels to take up this Q&A of the 6 prepper questions and to do a video response. And if you haven't already, go check out their channels. They got some awesome content. So if you enjoyed this video, give me a big thumbs up and hit like. If you're new to my channel, hit subscribe so you can check out the latest content from me and check out any back library of content that I have. Now, as the world changes so much oneself to reach a new level of skill and knowledge, one must practice. One person can't help everyone in this world, but one person, that includes you and me, right? You guys out in YouTube land, right? Can help someone in this world. Alright guys, until the next video. I know it's been a long one. A long video this time around, but until next time, see you out. Peace.